All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Sanusi Vision Art Life. My name is Adewale Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. Today, I'm going to talk about some assembly required. And what I mean by that is how you build your dream, the idea, the planning, the execution, and just straight up not being afraid and not giving a damn what haters think. But before we get into this podcast, I want to thank our sponsors. This Sounds Vision podcast is brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting. Growing good business anywhere and everywhere. Let A4 Capital Consulting take your business to the next level. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. As I stated before, A4 Capital Consulting is coming out with a new podcast. It's going to be about growing your business, taking your business to the next level, just like I've been doing. You know, we go from having my podcast on regular platforms like Apple Podcasts and all that to shifting it to Facebook and YouTube. And I found great new heights of success. So that's A4 Capital Consulting right there doing their thing and advising us to move on to another platform. So, and also too, this podcast is brought to you by Anadel for the Knuckle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel for the Knuckle make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. And I stated before, custom orthotics, AnadelCenter.com. Each one of these goes into a pair of my Batas. I don't wear my Batas footwear unless I got one of these in them. Whether I'm running, playing basketball, exercising, but I always got my Anadel for the Knuckle custom orthotics in my shoes because they make my feet feel great. They're designed to my feet specifically. That's the great thing about Anadel. Their orthotics are designed to your feet specifically. It's not a generic brand that you get at these various stores. You go to AnadelCenter.com in Frisco, Texas, and they will put that machine in your feet and get your feet where it needs to be. So AnadelCenter.com, y'all. So as I stated before, y'all, I'm excited about this episode. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about some assembly required when you're building your dreams. Idea, plan, and execution. For me, Carjack for Assassins, of course, is the biggest dream I got, right? As you can see, I got the bomber jacket on right here, so you can get yours today at SanusiVision.com, or you can get one of our custom t-shirts on SanusiVision.com. But some assembly required, man. To build something, you know what I'm saying, the idea. First, you got to have the idea, right? Which is this. This is how it all started right here. Took me 3.5 years to draw all these characters. Carjacks, Cajun, Escalade, Glocks, Rasputin, Cynthia, Shepard, Diesel, right? And then the Assassins, Sun Tzu, Artillery, Kanji, Revo, Excursion, Snipes, Yukon, and the Coyotes. It took me 3.5 years. And then naming them was another challenge, right? You know what I mean? When you're building something, man, you got to take your time to. It's no different than Stan Lee in the comics, creating Iron Man, creating Spider-Man, creating Avengers, X-Men. Some assembly is required. You need to build it from scratch. Just the idea alone takes courage, right? And that right there is like something that any creator, and that's really, I've stressed this before on previous episodes, I can't stress enough. They're really, as I get older, I'm really starting to understand the difference between creators and just artists. Artists are just individuals to draw what somebody else has created. But creators are individuals who create what becomes legacy, what becomes eternal, like myself, what becomes immortal. Myself, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, Dwayne McDuffie, George Lucas, just anybody who creates anything that's just everlasting, like especially in the animation world, the world that I'm in. You know what I mean? When building Carjack for Assassins took a lot of courage, and it all started with me just wanting to have my own characters, really, because I had drawn it all: Black Panther, Blade, Iron Man, Wonder Woman, Voltron, Storm, Techno Man, all these drawings, Turtles. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Eastland. Can't forget about Kevin Eastland and Peter Laird, of course, the Heroes in the Half Shell. You know what I mean? But when you build something, man, it has to be something that you build for yourself on your own. It's something that you decide, you know what, I'm going to put this into existence. I'm going to make this become a reality, because the idea alone is terrifying. And as I once heard, it might have been Tony Robbins that said this, but if your dream doesn't scare you, it might have been Steve Harvey, but if it doesn't scare you, it ain't big enough. And I remember thinking of this idea, like, what am I doing? Yes, I could draw. But it's a whole nother thing to create your own characters, because, right, I grew up on watching Avengers, X-Men the animated series, Iron Man the animated series, Techno Man, Ronin Warriors, Gundam Wing, Justice League, Dragon Ball Z, Turtles. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I gotta have my own. Just having the courage to even have the idea is incredible. And a lot of individuals, right? So I go from this version to this version to this version, and now I got version 6 coming, because that's way sicker, because on the new Carjack for Assassins book that's coming out, the first official. But it takes courage, man. The idea, you know what I mean? The idea. Can you imagine if, I'm going to show y'all posters to represent ideas, but you know, can you imagine even Street Fighter? Just Blade, Marvel, right? Coming up with these characters. Where does Blade, Where does Iron Man? That's an idea. Black Panther, Wolverine. These are ideas right here. You know what I mean? Batman, Green Lantern. These are ideas right here. Somebody has to say, hey, I'm gonna have the courage to create my characters and make it into a reality. It takes a lot of courage to do that, man. It just takes a lot of courage, and a lot of people don't have that. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to beat around the bush, but sometimes you just gotta tell haters to go to hell. You're not really asking for that idea, because when you have an idea, do not share your ideas with people that have small minds. Remember, big people talk about ideas, small people talk about other people. I'm gonna say it again. Big people talk about ideas and small people talk about other people. I mean, one of the biggest things you gotta understand is it's your idea. You don't need anybody's permission to put it into planning. The only thing you really need is you figuring out how you're gonna assemble it. That's why this episode is called Some Assembly Required, because it takes a lot of gumption and courage, and yes, money, you know what I'm saying, to finances. I've been a Uber driver, Lyft, worked at Amazon, worked at Walmart, worked at Walgreens, worked at CVS, worked for every crappy job, and I'll keep having a day job till my dreams gets big enough to where I don't no longer need a side job. I'm always just figuring out how my dream is going to grow, even when things are hard for me, even when I don't have enough money, even when I'm broke. I'm still thinking about how this idea that I created a long time ago is going to stay the course. It has to stay the course. That's just part of it, right? Next up in this whole thing is the planning. You got to make a plan. So once you decide you're going full throttle with this idea, now you got to make a plan. For me, my plan was simple. I started off going to comic expos, right? I had to find a way to sell my posters. I had a website, but I really know how to build websites. So what did I do? I went to community college. This is after getting my bachelor's degree. I went to community college and get my bachelor's degree from University. And I'm not really a big fan of school. Like, to me, school, you should go to school if you're going to use for something specific. Like what I did for myself, the best thing I ever did for myself was go back to community college. Not that 4-year university, community college. And I took courses that I needed, drawing techniques, animation techniques, so I could do the things I wanted to do, right? Not to benefit a job, not to benefit anybody else, but to benefit me, because a job to me was a bridge to my dream. That's how I always seen a job, and I'm never going to change my mind about that. I'll always work a job, I'll work hard, but it's not my final destination, because my dream, Carjack for Assassins, this whole universe I've created is my final destination. So you put it in plan, you save money. It still takes me 6 months to save money to do the things I need to do. I'm not going to dance around it. Like, I remember trying to get my trademarks. That took me 10 years, y'all. It took me 10 years to get all these trademarks that I have. Carjack for Assassins, Asha, Batas, my company name, Sanusi Vision. 10 years, y'all, to get the trademark. That name you see on the banner right there is now officially trademarked. I'm just like McDonald's. I'm just like Apple. I'm just like Burger King. I'm just like any of these big companies, you know. I got the R next to my name. It's registered. It's mine. You use it, you must want to lose some money, because I'm going to sue your butt. You know what I mean? It's really important to put your plan and have a plan that's flexible, because you never know what's going to happen to you. You could lose your job. You might not be able to work, which I've went through. I recently just went through 5 months of not being able to work, not feeling really good, not being healthy enough to work, but still keep on going, find a way to do this podcast, keep pursuing my dream. But I couldn't physically work, mentally or physically work. I just had to chill out, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you get burnt out, and that's part of the plan too. Put a plan in your plan that allows you to get some rest. And whether it's one that you put on yourself or one that becomes one that's forced upon you. Because sometimes when you don't take a break, a rest is your body's going to tell you, you know what, I've had enough. Your mind is going to tell you, I've had enough. I've learned to appreciate not having enough. That's part of the plan too. Just realizing, you know what, instead of taking 6 months, it might take me a year to save up this money. I'm constantly in a mode of, I don't have enough, which is normal. As a gentleman explained to me, he said, son, your dream is a scary proposition. You're taking so much risk. And I've lost a lot of money too. I spent things on merchandise I had no business spending on. I've had to learn how to make my merchandise. I've had to learn how to find the right manufacturers, find the right materials, find the right quality of what I needed. Buy my own printer, buy my own heat press. I mean, I started off with an iron. That's how I started off my dream, with an iron, making my apparel. So I'm not interested in hearing anybody's BS. And your plan too needs to be one of your vision, right? Don't let nobody talk you out of your plan. Anybody who's adding positivity to your plan or giving you, I don't want to use the word constructive criticism, but anybody who's adding constructive things to your plan to make it better, tell them go kick rocks, tell them go to hell. Because most people are haters. They just don't want to see you shine, and that's just a fact. You're just going to have to understand that. You just got people out here that don't want to see others prosper. It takes a lot of cowardice in somebody to not want to see somebody else prosper. You know what I mean? It's a coward's game. You know what I'm saying? You have to put your plan into execution. Like, hold on a quick sec, y'all. I'm going to grab something, right? One of the things I like talking about when I mention some assembly required, I'm going to use certain animated series to explain what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's just, Batman. Even though this isn't Batman animated series, but anybody who knows anything about Batman, what is the Dark Knight series, animated series from the 1990s, Batman Forever, the Batman from the 2000s, Batman. This is DC's bread and butter right here. When Bob Kane and the great Bill Finger created Batman, I don't even think they knew that how far the greatness of this character would be. I mean, it's just incredible. Batman every year, not years gone by that I haven't seen an animated series made. You know what I mean? It's just what you gotta do. You gotta keep building it. The plan is the plan. X-Men, the animated series. Even though the movies weren't great, this animated series is off the chain. It's top 5 animated series of all time. And it took some planning, right? The executive producer, Stan Lee, Jack Kirby creating the characters. And then, of course, having Larry Houston as executive producer, Mark West producing it. And these guys just making one of the greatest cartoons ever made, right? And then, of course, you got Thundercats, Jules Bass, Arthur Rankin Jr. putting this bad boy together. One of the greatest cartoons of all time. To me, as far as I'm concerned, the greatest cartoon intro I've ever seen. I mean, Thundercats, man, it's off the chain. I mean, look. This is planning, man. You know how much planning it took to do this? You know what I mean? You got Wile E. Kid, Wile E. Cat, Panther Tigra, Lionel, and Shitara. You know what I mean? And of course you got Jaga, the mutants, Monkey, and anybody who knows Thundercats knows about all those characters. And then you got Iron Man, representation of Marvel, right? Another Marvel. The movies, just planning the armor. Like the movie when it came out, I was blown the hell away. John Favreau just was, oh my God, he put it down. I was so inspired by the movie, man. Iron Man 1 was so sick with it. Just the animated series is left. I've got so many Iron Man stuff. As you all know, Iron Man is my second favorite Marvel character, and Iron Man is my third favorite superhero, aside from the College of Assassins 1, Blade 2, Iron Man 3. It takes a lot of plan to execute great things like this, man, and just not being afraid. Another thing, Gargoyles. Greg Weisman creating this with other creators that he created. You know what I mean? You just gotta have courage and pursue this. This right here is one of the top 5 cartoons ever. I know a lot of people don't talk about Gargoyles, but Gargoyles was so sick. 3 seasons of awesomeness. Second season was 52 episodes. You will never see that again. Ever again. You know what I mean? But planning, man, don't be afraid of your plan. Because part of your plan is failure. Yes, I'm going to say it so you can hear it clear and loudly. You're going to fail during your plan. And when you fail, pick yourself up. And if you have decent human beings around you, they will pick you up and tell you, you know what? Keep going. Don't quit. Persevere forward. Your day is coming. You know, I met somebody today, and I told him about what I was doing. It's like, man, you're going to make it, man. Do you know how great it is to hear that word from a stranger who don't know you from nowhere and just tells you you're going to make it? Because they see the passion in my voice. They see the gumption. They see the no quit in me. Don't let nobody kill. The one thing about your plan is you must never give up. Ever, ever, ever give up. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So I'm not letting nobody rush me. I'm not letting you tell me my plan isn't good. Obviously, it's good because I built myself this far. So the plan is working. It's just time. The biggest part of your plan is giving yourself time within that plan. Don't be in a rush. I've made some rushy decisions and they've been had dire consequences. But I've recovered. So always remember, you're going to fall, you're going to pick yourself up. Dust yourself off, get right back to it the next day. Like Tupac said, with every dark night, there's a bright day. So no matter how hard it gets, stick your chest out, keep your head up, and handle it. That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? I'm inspired by people like that, man. So I'm saying. Then, of course, execution. Execution, that's whole nother ball of wax right there. Execution means that you got to straight up just be like, the process. Don't be worried about the deadline. Don't be worried about the finish line. Worry about the process. That is really your execution. What I'm learning as the further I go is that the execution is really the process. Like, not worrying about the finish line, not worrying about failure or success, but just worrying about the process. Getting up in the morning, from the minute you get up to the minute you put your head back on the pillow. Working on your dream every single day. If you got a daytime job, you put in your 8 hours, and when you get back, put another 5 to 6 hours again on your dream. If it's 8, I believe in working 16/7. I don't have a day off. Forget a day off. I don't need no day off. I can get a day off when I've left this world. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to have plenty of time to sleep then. But for right now, while I'm breathing, man, I got work to do, man. Process. If I ain't got a podcast, I got an animation I'm working on. If I ain't got an animation, I'm working on my company. If I'm not working on a company, I'm working on my website. I'm building my brand, my clothing line, my footwear line, my animation, the whole universe that I've created under the Sanusi Vision umbrella. Execution is important, man. And during your execution, you're going to make mistakes. Sometimes you meet the wrong people. I don't want my computer to go to sleep. Sometimes you meet the wrong people, y'all. And those people, you got to move them out the way. That's part of the execution. Knowing to get rid of baggage, luggage, which are individuals that don't want to see you shine. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't want to see you shine. And part of your execution is just getting rid of bad luggage. And sometimes execution means just doing something, you failing at it, seeing what happened in that plan, and doing it again. Execution requires repeated processes. I don't care who it is. Oh my God, my brain is going. The Wright brothers, when they designed planes, how many crashes did they have while trying to fly a plane? You know what I'm saying? Isaac Newton, Bill, oh God, my brain, Einstein, Tupac, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, Martha Stewart, Snoop Dogg. How many, Jay-Z, how many individuals had a process where they failed once and they did it again and again and again and again till they busted through? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, one of my favorite individuals to talk about. Stephen A. Smith for ESPN, who I think is just incredible. You know what I'm saying? It's just the execution is the process, and you're going to fail during the process. Don't be afraid. You think I got from this to this to this without a process? Man, I had a process, man. I had a process. You darn right I had a process. You know what I mean? I had a process. You have to have a process, man. And part of the process is just believing in yourself. You know, you have to have a process. Like, for example, I'm going to show y'all something. Let me see if I can play this. The animation series. The first one, I'm working on a better one right now. But the first Card of Assassin animation, it was a process. Like, I didn't just get there. I was in school one semester. My teacher told me, y'all need to create an animation for the semester. I said, oh, okay. All right, I'm going to create an animation. I'm going to create one. So I worked on it the entire semester. It was a process. It was the first time I ever thought about actually seeing my characters in animation. I'm gonna show you a little bit so y'all can see it. But it's a process. Just showing you a little bit of the Card of Assassin animation. That took a process. That took me a long time. Like, I used the entire semester because I had never done animation before, but I was so ambitious. I was so obsessed with the process, which is really the execution. That's where you got to be at, man. Execution. Don't be afraid to fail. Things aren't always glow for me. Right now, I struggle, but I don't care. I'm always pressing forward. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to leave a job and get another job. Just as long as the bridge keeps continuously getting built. Taking care of my mental health. I know I talked about it like a few episodes back, but I've went through therapy. I've got myself together. I'm still in therapy because it's important. It's important to have clear mental health and be healthy emotionally, be healthy within your presence so that you can execute your dream. You can't execute anything if you ain't right, man. And you can't keep saying, oh, I'm going to fix it tomorrow. I'm going to fix it. No, you fix yourself right now. That's part of the execution. And just avoiding straight haters and tell them go to hell. Haters are just vampires who can't do anything for themselves and they don't want to see you do anything for yourself. So you got to get rid of them. Friends, some people, you have to remember this about things. Some people are just seasonal in your life. And that's a great thing. Don't be afraid to remove people out of your life. They ain't worth it, man. They're just vampires. They don't want to see you shine. Don't be around them. Don't be around anybody that isn't pursuing their dreams. Because if they ain't pursuing their dreams, they're worried about what you're doing. Which means they're hating on what you're doing. My phone doesn't ring that many times a day, y'all. I got to tell you, it's the greatest feeling ever. You know why it doesn't ring that many times a day? Because I don't want it to ring that many times a day. That gives me time to work on my dream. I don't want your energy around me. I don't have that many numbers in my phone. I probably have like 25 tops. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those are business numbers. There's not too many people I have in my corner. I probably count 10 people. I got a small circle, 3 to 5. And then I got core of individuals that I know that are good human beings. I want to see them shine every day. There's this thing I do on Monday, every Monday, where I send people motivational quotes that I use every Monday because always got to have one. Start my Monday off right. And I only send it to that many people, 25 people. Every other number on my phone is a business number. That's it. I don't want your energy around me. That means I don't want you on my social media. I don't want you on my phone. I don't want you on my email, period. Get out of my way, man. My dream, all my assembly of my dreams is required. That's why I call this thing some assembly required. You have to get rid of people. And that's part of execution. Just know when people got to go. If they got to go, they got to go, y'all. So that's today's podcast. Pursue your dream. You know what I'm saying? The idea, the planning, the execution. Some assembly is required. The dreams aren't just going to build themselves. It requires work, man. Years and years and years and years and years of work. You keep looking at all these people on TV, whether it's Stephen A. Smith or Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or whomever. Yo, it takes years to get to where they are, man. They ain't get there for free. The sacrifices have to be made, man. Sacrifices. That's another thing in some assembly requires. Sacrifices. What are you willing to give up to get where you got to go? And I'm talking about in terms of in terms of sacrificing who you are. Time, food, gas in your car, going on vacations, not going on vacations, Just eating peanut butter jelly sandwiches, eating bread every single day with just jelly, eating white rice just every single day. That's where I'm at right now. Sometimes I eat just white rice. Because guess what? When I go spend money on something else, whether it's Chick-fil-A or McDonald's or whatever, which I don't eat McDonald's, but let's say In-N-Out Burger or something, that's $8 that I could have put towards my dream. I think about that all the time. I'm always in a state of broke, so it keeps me hungry. I'm always in a state of broke, so it keeps me hungry, so I just keep knowing to go for it. I am nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm 100 million miles away from where I started. And they've got plenty to go. So that's our show today for y'all. But forget about it here. As I always like to talk about, we got new stuff. First of all, we're back in travel season. So guess what that means? Travel neck pillows, y'all. As you can see, we got the Cardiac Assassin travel neck pillow right here. Classic on this side, version 5 on this side. When you're on the plane, you know what I'm saying, you want to be comfortable, right? Look at that. Neck all straight and everything like that, man. Travel neck pillows. Because a whole lot of traveling is about to go on now. Since we're not in a pandemic situation, a lot of people are willing to travel. So you can get this in any characters. We got Blade, Iron Man, Wonder Woman, Turtles, Mega Man, Voltron, Blade, Black Panther. Any character see on my banner right here, I got it available on this travel neck pillow. And also too, I don't want to forget this, but suitcases. You know what I'm saying? Luggages. You got to travel, man. You got to get one of these right here. You know what I mean? These are awesome travel suitcases. Yes, it's got 4 wheels. I want to show y'all. And yes, it opens up to, you know what I mean? You can put all your cool stuff in there. Check that out, y'all. We got pockets on both sides. These things are so cool. I can't tell you how many times when I'm traveling, people are like, whoa, what is that in your hand? I say, this is my travel suitcase, man. They're like, you all decked out. I say, yeah, this is what I do, man. You know what I mean? So look, travel neck pillows, and we got travel suitcases, small travel sizes. You fit right in the compartment, top of the plane right there. You know what I mean? It's going to fit right in there. And also got different characters too. Cardiac Assassins right here. Blade, Iron Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, Turtles, Voltron, Ronin Warriors, Mega Man, Cajun, Glocks, Rasputin, Escalade, you name it, we got it on our website, man. So, soundvision.com, y'all. Get one of the travel suitcases, y'all. Those travel suitcases are sick with it. So, y'all, as I stated before, you know what I'm saying? And also, too, can't forget before we get up out of here. Cardiac Assassins Bio Book available on soundvision.com. Get your copy today so that when the first official Cardiac Assassins book comes out, man, you gonna be ready, because that book is gonna be fire. I am so proud of it. The fact that I've created it is just mind-blowing. You know what I'm saying? That's part of some assembly required. I don't know why it's taking me this long to talk about something like this, but it's important to build your dreams. You have to build it yourself. Nobody is responsible for it. When I think about where I started, this, and now this, I mean, look at the differences. That's just major differences right there, y'all. So, y'all, it's always important to build your dreams. So that's what today's episode is about. You know what I'm saying? So soundvision.com, get your copy today so you can get your read on. So when the first book comes out, you ain't going to be too confused. You still going to be confused because I'm not trying to give everything. But this book's going to allow you to understand all the characters. And then you're going to read one of the greatest comic books ever written, man. You know what I mean? So that's our show for today. But before we get up out of here, we want to thank our sponsors. This Sounds Vision podcast is brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting. Growing good business anywhere and everywhere. Let A4 Capital Consulting take your business to the next level. That's A4 CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. That's A4 CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. And this podcast also brought to you by Anadale Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadale Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadaleCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadaleCenter.com for details, y'all. And yes, before I forget, we got masks now too, y'all. Face masks. You know what I mean? Right here is a Cardiac Assassin one. They're reusable. They're washable. You just put them on and go about your business. You know what I mean? Some of us are still wearing masks. Like himself, I'm still wearing a mask. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be safe. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be unsafe. I got another one, Cajun, another character from the Cardiac Assassin universe right there. You know what I mean? Put the mask on. They're available on soundvision.com. So get yours today, man. These are awesome right here. So y'all, that's our show for today. And I want to thank y'all for listening. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Agboke Jr. That would be yours truly right there. You know what I'm saying? And please check out our website at soundvision.com for all the cool stuff, from travel neck pillows to travel suitcases. You know what I'm saying? To beanies, face masks, bomber jackets, new t-shirts, bathhouse footwear, phone cases, glasses cases, all kinds of cool stuff, puffer jackets, you know what I mean, hoodies. You can find it all on there, man. So get something custom in any character you can think of. I've drawn them all my drawings, all my art. I guess my drawing. I love to draw. It's just my passion, you know what I mean? So check that out. And please subscribe to our podcast on our YouTube channel. At Sanusi Vision. That's where the podcasts are now. YouTube, and then we post them on our Facebook too, because that's where it's popping. And we put them on TikTok too. Social media is a great place to have your podcast. I don't know why I never thought of going there, but I did. And ever since then, it's been on and popping. So social media, you know what I'm saying? You got to subscribe to us and give us a great rating. 5-star, please. Don't be a hater. And please check out our social media platforms at Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all YouTube, all at Sanusi Vision. Social media, I can't stress enough. It's too important. It's part of the, if you're a company, you're an entity of any type and you want to succeed, you better have a social media platform. People ain't, all that, them days of you cold calling or email, people ain't trying to see that. First thing they're going to ask you is, what's your TikTok? What's your YouTube? What's your Instagram? And we got all of those, man. You know what I mean? We even got Twitch too. You know what I mean? So look, YouTube is popping, Facebook is popping, and TikTok. Those to me are the big three. And then you got Twitter and Instagram. You got to have all the platforms regardless. You know what I mean? And please, rate us, review us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. Yeah, that's right. Don't be a hater. Promote us. You know what I mean? Don't be a hater. And as always, y'all, continue to aspire and achieve. Have a great week. Stay safe, y'all. Peace.